because 2025 to 2030 is probably going to be the most consequential period, maybe in all of human history. Because on the one hand, we are experiencing accelerating ecological collapse at a planetary level. We're experiencing instability at every level of human affairs. We've unleashed artificial intelligence, and the US government is telling us that technologically advanced non-human intelligences are here on Earth. So it's one of those moments, Matt, where the human race needs to pause and consider what we believe is the fundamental truth of our time, and that is that we are not alone and we can't make it alone. We have four intelligences. We've got human intelligence, nature intelligence, artificial intelligence, and cosmic intelligence, but only one future. So how we in this moment, which Pippa Malmgren calls a once in a species moment, how we understand what's happening, how we understand our relationship with nature intelligence, artificial intelligence, cosmic intelligence is going to determine our fate. So the State of the World Forum between 2025 and 2030 is going to be convening this conversation around the world so that we can launch into the global public domain, the global commons, a new paradigm for human identity and humanity's relationship with the larger ecology of life, which basically requires humanity learning the language of consciousness. Because to communicate intelligibly with nature or the ETs, we have to learn mental telepathy. We have to learn psionics. We have to learn remote viewing. That's what's up for humanity. And it's to that extraordinary future. You know, this is a future we can all fall in love with, where we're all communicating with the larger ecology of sentient beings to fashion a future to the benefit of all. So that's the State of the World Forum in a nutshell.
And Jim, this seems like an immensely important conversation because of the things you just mentioned. These these topics that are now becoming more and more prevalent. You know, you mentioned non-human intelligence, nature intelligence, ecological collapse, artificial intelligence. These are big ideas that are very much in play in our society. And there needs to be a conversation about this. And one of the great things I love about State of the World Forum is that you guys have some amazing presenters that are going to be there. You've got everybody from, Chris Bledsoe to Rupert Sheldrake, the Bertie Jaworski, a remote viewer who's got transdimensional mapping. Very important people that are steeped in these conversations that are wonderful ambassadors to help communicate these ideas that are very important and very prevalent. How do you see humanity kind of redefining the identity for the future? Because this is a huge transition. I don't think anybody would argue that we're in this transitional moment. And this is a massive kind of shift in the way people view themselves and their relationship to the planet and the greater cosmos. How do you see that shift taking place? Do you see it over like 100 years, 1,000 years? Is it just going to be continuous? Because it really feels like we're at this tipping point.
Well, I think your last comment that we're at a tipping point is the central truth of our time. It's been said that things are getting better and better, worse and worse, faster and faster. And we're coming into a singularity where we're simultaneously destroying ourselves while we uncover potential new identities and new possibilities that literally dwarf the imagination. You know, the Chinese character for crisis is a hidden opportunity. So the deeper our crisis, the greater the opportunity. And we believe that the central opportunity for humanity is to come to the realization for the first time that we're no longer the apex species. We're not alone in the universe. The world, the earth, animals, other species are not just instinctually driven chemical processes without intelligence, emotion, and empathy. But the fact is that we are not alone. The fact is, we're not even the most intelligent of the species out there. I mean, look at the technologically advanced non-human intelligences that have come to Earth with technologies so far advanced than ours that it makes our modern physics that we think is the most sophisticated in the world look primitive, almost Paleolithic in comparison to what they do.